President Marc Azoulay.
Hello everybody, welcome to the conference. I'm Marc Azoulay, I'm the president of the Four Corners Group Psychotherapy Society. Before I begin, if you're a first-time attendee, can you please stand up? Give these people a round of applause. Look at that. Look at that. For those of you who stood up, thank you for taking a chance on us. We're kind of a weird organization. We do things pretty experientially. So I want you to know that it might be new for someone who's been to a different type of conference, and we are available as the board to talk and debrief what might come up. At Four Corners, we believe that the best way to become a group leader is to be a group member. We work a lot with countertransference. So the idea is that if you can work on your own group dynamics, you can be more available to your clients. So it's likely this conference might be stimulating. It might be triggering. It's likely going to be intense. But that's why I ran this thing, because it's really, really fun. So take care of yourself, and remember that it is a professional conference, so you can only share what you want, right? At any point, if you don't want to participate or you want to say, I don't want to answer that or respond to that, you can opt out. We are respecting confidentiality, right? Can we get a nod of approval for that? Whatever's said in the group stays in the group, okay? Because we're modeling group therapy. And the idea is that this conference can be a place for people to learn and grow and develop as clinicians. So the speech I give at every conference is the state of the organization, where I talk about kind of where we're at. But I was reflecting last night, and I was like, you know, I don't think people know what Four Corners really is. It took me like years to actually figure it out. And I run the thing. So let me say a little about what Four Corners is for those of you who just took a whim on us. So we are a membership-based nonprofit. It's really important to realize that, is that we're not here, like none of us are paid, none of the board members are paid. We're here as a community event. You can think of it kind of like a co-op. So we fund events like this through dues, through donations, through events, and all of it goes back to our members, either in the form of putting on educational trainings or by sending people to AGPA, which is the American Group Psychotherapy Association, which we'll talk about a little bit later. It's our parent organization. So our mission is to be here and to educate people to become better group leaders, because everyone on the board, and I imagine everyone, maybe most people in the room, believe that group works, right? It's an underappreciated treatment modality, and we're here to make group leaders better and get more people out there doing this work that we know both personally and professionally is so powerful. So, where are we at? First, a lot of thank yous, right? These beautiful people are the board members. So if you're a board member, can you please stand up? And also, if there's anyone in the audience who was a past board member or involved in COGPS before it was FCGPS, please stand up for a moment. I want to give you a round of applause. There's a couple people here. All right. So for those standing, I'd really like you to take a look around the room, right, and realize that the work of our organization helped to bring this about. I know sometimes it's for the board. Sometimes it's a little rocky in our board meetings. Sometimes it's a little intense. But we did this. And I would encourage you all, I'll do a pitch later, but I would encourage you, if you want to be involved in leadership, to think about being part of this team. And these people are available during the conference to help you with anything that you need, to talk about the groups, to help you be oriented. So remember those faces. They also have these like little cool four-corner stickers on their name tags, so you can identify people that way. So, first thing, this was a new thing for us. We started collecting dues.
I suggest you turn off those fluorescents and make the screen easier to read.
I don't think I have control over that.
Okay.
But, okay, so, it's true. So we're up to 155 registered members. For comparison, that is a massive friggin' number of people that are registered on our website, that have profiles, that are uploading groups. Our goal is to get more people into the network. We're creating a referral system so that we can get more people in groups and develop a group culture in the Four Corners region. Right? This is going to help us with our sustainability, because we're going to be drawing in about $3,000 per year from dues. So dues, if you don't know, are $40 for the whole year, compared to Psychology Today, which is like $40 a month. If you haven't signed up for a profile, you get a free membership for being here. Go talk to Elizabeth Driscoll, Elizabeth Wellington in the back over there. They're working the membership table. They're going to set it up. They're going to type in the numbers for you. If you're confused by the internet, they also got you there. Okay, mailing list, doing pretty good. Went up by 15%. Not much else to say. We're spamming people at a higher rate. Funds. This is important. It goes back to kind of our nonprofit mission. I always kind of, I'm involved in a lot of these nonprofits, and it's very hard to often know where the money is going. So in this, I like to talk about exactly where the money is going. Right? It's mainly going to events and AGPA scholarships and stipends. I also want to highlight this number. This year, we lost $100. Okay? So we are operating pretty much at the baseline. So this is the first of many times I'm going to ask you to please donate some money. Because you can help support some of these, right? You can get our events better. We need to increase our advertising budget, get some more tech, but really it's helping students and scholarships get people out there and get educated. So we're trying to improve our revenue streams. This is our ideal, right? Ideally, 50% comes from events, 35% from dues, and 15% from donations. Last year we had no donations and very few dues, right? I know. And 90% was events. This year we're doing a little bit better. We got 5% donations, 8% dues, 87%. Hopefully that adds up. Events. The reason this, right, I believe in transparency. The reason why we want this is because this creates a sustainable organization, right? When we're at this model, if this event were to fail, God forbid, our organization crumbles, right? Because we don't have other revenue streams. So it's important for us to diversify how we're supporting this organization. So I also want to give a shout to the apprentices, right? So if you're an apprentice, please stand up. If you're a real apprentice, please stand up. Please stand up. Woo! So the apprentices are our volunteers who are out there doing a lot of the tough work, right? They're out there making phone calls. They're out there signing people up for membership. They're filling events. They arrived here early today to set this place up, right? They are really important. So if you want to be involved, being started as an apprentice is a great way to get involved with the organization, give back to the community, and work your way up towards leadership. One of the big projects we did this year was an apprentice program overhaul. So turns out people really like job descriptions. Because before, we're like, oh, just come on down, you do whatever. Didn't really work out very well. So with Kiana, is Kiana in the audience? There she is. Let's give her a round of applause. She's our apprenticeship coordinator. She did a phenomenal job of having discrete roles for apprentices. So we have stuff all the way from working with tech to cold calling to helping with donations. So there will be a place if you want to get involved, and Kiana is your person. She's been incredible. She says she's like the fierce aunt of the organization. So if anyone's being treated poorly, Kiana will come to bat for him. She's a good person. Another good thing we do is the Group Dynamics Dispatch. That is our podcast run by none other than the Angelo Celeberti. Let's give that guy a round of applause. Woo! So this is our podcast, and it is going crazy. We got people in Mozambique listening to this thing. Okay? It's like, why, right? So I shouldn't say that on camera. But no, we have people, we have a growing audience in the United Kingdom, in Australia, in Germany. We are getting the word out there and supporting people. Our most recent episode was with Maria, who's our keynote. It's phenomenal. You're really funny, by the way. I was doubled over laughing. Listen to her episode. So if you're a member and you want to learn about group, go check out the podcast. We do 50-minute interviews with people, and Angelo goes really in depth of how they practice group, what brought them in, a little bit of their personal story. And it's an incredible thing that we offer to our members. If you know anybody or you have any questions for people on the podcast, you can send an email to podcast@fcgps.org, and Angelo will be able to pick that up and take any suggestions. We're trying to find especially people of diverse backgrounds and diverse schools of thought. Being kind of a nonprofit, we tend to come from a place of privilege, and we like to try to set the stage for people that think differently and might look differently than us in order to fully represent the Four Corners area. It's one of our main thrusts that we're trying to do, and we need to crowdsource that, right? We need to find people. So if you have people that you think would be great guests for the podcast, let us know. We'll interview them. So now we're going to talk about AGPA. Okay, AGPA is the American Group Psychotherapy Association, and it's a national version of this. So our conference is like the baby version of what you experience at AGPA. So if you like this stuff, I would encourage you to get involved with AGPA. It's a week-long conference. You do 2 days of full group, 3 days of workshop. There's a really awkward dance party. There is. It's really weird to be grinding up with your professors. I tend to avoid it now, but you can do that if that's your cup of tea. It's a really awkward. Oh, someone hit the light. Okay. So it's a really awkward dance party. But check it out. The big news for those of you that know AGPA is that the conference called AGPA Connect, they're trying to be modern. AGPA Connect is coming to Denver in 2022. Okay? This is the first time it has ever been in Denver, period. Okay?
I just want to say you have Marc to thank for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're trying to tone down the grandiosity, though. Feedback from last year. But yeah, no, it's the first time ever. AGPA's been around for 80 years. It's never been in Denver. It's going to be in Denver, okay? This is like the Olympics coming to town. Except the only sport we play is like sitting in circles and yelling or crying at each other. But you know, there's something. So think about getting involved, right? Because with AGPA, when they bring the conference here, they prioritize local presenters. So if you've been presenting with us, if it's something you want to share with the world, with the greater community, think about applying to present, right? It's a good chance for you to get that national recognition and put Four Corners more on the map, to rep your states. Yeah. Right? Also, just a little more bragging. We are a model affiliate. People are using this conference setup all over the country. People are using our back-end organization all over the country. We've been seen as one of the fastest growing affiliates ever, right? In fact, we have the most scholarship recipients come from the Four Corners region, right? So we are sending new people. We're saying those new voices. We're saying those different voices, those diverse voices. We're out there trying to change the national scene, right? Because of work of people in this room. Another thing that's pretty cool is that this year, 35 people from Four Corners are presenting at their big conference. That's a big deal, right? That's around like 10, 15%, right? That's crazy, because we're just like the four square states in the middle of the country, But we're beating like New York, we're beating California, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's keep that trend going. Some of the stuff we're doing, right? Conference, biggest of all time. We're at 128. Thank you for buying a ticket, right? Last year was 115. We tend to be steadily growing with our conference numbers, right? We're also developing a policy procedures manual. So again, if you want to get involved in leadership, we're going to have timelines. We're going to have, we have them. Timelines, we have job descriptions, we have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of internal work. This year has been a lot of internal work to make the organization run better so that we can be more sustainable for the future. Hopefully you're picking up on that theme. That's the idea. Sustainability. We had our first ever social event with our members of the Rayback Collective. Thanks to Elizabeth Wellington over there in the back. She's talking to somebody. Elizabeth Wellington! Turn around. All right, give her yeah, here we go. She did a good party. There she is. All right. And we're continuing to reach out to Utah, thanks to Eric. There's Eric Dewey Feldman over there. Give that guy a round of applause. He's our Utah representative. We're trying to bring the other 4 states online, right? So yeah, we're doing all right. Here's what we're going to do next year, okay? Next year, we're going to be committing to doing diversity and inclusivity. We're going to be doing a membership survey for leadership and membership to do a needs assessment of where we're at. The idea of this is that it's going to be informing future programming and deciding where we are as an organization. We've heard tons of feedback that is a high priority of our members. So we have a diversity task force led by Deb Bopsy. Give her a round of applause. And her team will be taking on that in order to make Four Corners continue to be as inclusive as possible for people, right? We're going to have more opportunities to socialize, network, hang out, meet people, be a community. We're going to be having bi-monthly episodes of the Group Dynamics Dispatch with Angelo, more podcasts, because people love that, right? And we're going to be really focusing on marketing, trying to get our name, try to get our brand, try to get more people involved so that this community becomes stronger, more diverse, and more robust. And also, this is also highly requested, we're going to be applying for CEUs. So for those of you who don't know, this doesn't count for CEUs. We got denied the first time because groups aren't training. But we're working on that. So we will likely be getting CEUs next year. Right now, you can count this conference for CEUs under the self-learning and self-study. But we're going to get approved by the NBCC. That's one of our main priorities for next year. Okay, so we have an election coming up, run by Matthew Holleran. See him somewhere. There he is. So we're doing an election. So next year, almost half our board, more than half our board, is going up for re-election. So I would really encourage you in the audience, hopefully this was stimulating, and you want to be a part of this. The president, the treasurer, the secretary, the director of marketing, the member, our student board member, caller representative, are all up for re-election. We do contested elections, so if you're interested in running or you know someone who's interested in running, please submit that. You can email at info@fcgps.org with your nominations, and we will try to get people running, right? We believe in having kind of vibrant is the word I wanted, Maybe that's a Freudian slip. Vibrant leadership, to have a constant turnover, right? So on that, I want to announce that I will not be running for president again. I've been doing it for 4 years, and I have a term limit. I wrote myself an out there. So we're looking for a new leader of the organization, right? And I want to say a little bit about what this has been like for me, in a way to both prepare someone in the audience for that, and to just talk about what it's been. So what I want to say is that this organization has been such a huge part of my identity. I've been doing it for the past 4 years. I graduated from Naropa, and I was lost. I didn't really know what to do. I was working kind of a dead-end mental health center job, a place that eventually closed. Burnt out. I was incredibly poor, right? I was vegetarian because I couldn't afford meat, literally. And I found a home here. I found a home in this organization. I found a home in AGPA. I found a group of people that care. And I think the work that we do here, due to the intimate nature of it being in groups, is that we really get to know each other. And we really see each other as fully as possible. And I have not had that experience, forget about in professional world, but in my life, I haven't had that experience. And it was incredibly powerful for me to be involved in leadership, to be involved in group, to get to meet so many of the folks out here in the room. And this leadership role was also incredibly humbling for me. You know how they have those pictures of the president when they come into office and when they leave, and it looks like they age like 15 years? I didn't age 15 years. I might have gained 15 pounds, but I don't think I aged 15 years. But it was tough. It was humbling. I came in not knowing anything about administrative, not knowing anything about leadership, and I had to constantly look at myself in the mirror. I had to constantly, deal with difficult feedback. I had to constantly learn and grow and get feedback of who I am, how I lead, and what I put out into the world. I think we've done a pretty good job, but I'm saying this because if you choose to become a leader, right, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be kind of thankless and a little bit, so I do a lot of the applause during this event, but it is incredibly worth it because it will make you grow as a person. I'm one of those people where, because I procrastinate, I need to often put myself in the difficult situations and then rise to meet the challenge. So if you're one of those people that that motivates you, I'd encourage you to run for leadership. It's incredibly rewarding, and I wouldn't be the person that you see today without it. So, a couple of things. First, I want to thank our sponsors. So, you see those tables around the edge? Those are our sponsors, okay? They are very critical to what we're doing. They help us fund a lot of this event. They help us to get a lot of the costs up front so we can pay people like our keynote speaker or our institute supervisor. They let us buy the food that you guys have been enjoying. So please visit them, right? Talk to them. There's some really cool people here, and they're really looking for referral opportunities, looking to get to meet the community. If you're looking for a job, go talk to them, visit them, right? I'm going to make a promise. The worst thing to the sponsors is that they feel taken advantage of or they feel ignored. So we're going to be directing people to the sponsor tables, okay? So make sure you take a visit. These people are community partners that are here to help. And the very last thing is I want to talk about donations, right? I was trying to figure out a way to say this that isn't like begging for money, but please give us some money. So I was trying to figure out how do we conceptualize it, right? And I was thinking that if anyone in the audience has benefited from Four Corners, either by getting someone to fill their group, right, or by becoming a better group leader, I would recommend that you donate the income from one group session a year to Four Corners, okay? So my men's group, which is my smallest group, I charge $50. I have 5 people, that's $250. I can give one group of the 52 that I run to Four Corners. So that might be a way to help conceptualize, and you saw where we're at. We have like 11K, right? So like $250 is actually a significant amount of money. So we're not asking for a ton of money, but if you can give one group throughout the year to us, that will make a significant difference in what we do. So thank you for that.